Hi, my name is Reggie Watts, and I feel quixotic about
Ooh.
being Conan O'Brien's friend.
Very nice. I love that. No one's used that word yet. I don't think it's been used on the podcast.
On the earth in at least 20 years.
On the earth. Yeah, that's true.
A quixotic attempt. Of course, after the great Don Quixote.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Meaning a fanciful, vain attempt at something is quixotic. Sona's quixotic attempt to say something clever during the interview. That kind of, you know what I mean?
Wow.
Okay.
Right? You like that?
Wow.
I guess. Is it? I don't know if that's the proper. Is it
Probably
the proper
not.
usage?
Probably not at
no,
all.
I don't think
But
it
you
is.
say it confidently, and it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You say anything confidently.
Post-truth, guys, post-truth.
Reggie, you and I got some history, and that's why I'm so thrilled that you're here today. Real history.
Yes.
You have written a book, and you have a fantastic story to tell, and you're a very talented and also a very strange fellow. Let's just be honest. I mean,
Sure.
the glasses alone.
Yes.
Hold up those glasses so
Yes.
our viewers can see, and our listeners. Those are they hexagons? What are those?
They're hexy. They're
They're
hexy,
hexagons.
baby.
Yeah.
The future's hexy.
How many? Now I'm gonna take, because I don't know if Matt Gourley and Sona knows this, but I don't know if Matt knows that Sona was on the tour.
Yes.
We did this
She was.
kooky tour, which was really fun and out there in 2010, and it was a real happening. And we needed someone to open for me on this tour. They went all around the United States of America. And we found Mr. Reggie Watts. And Reggie was a great opener for the show. And you did an amazing job. And one of the things you did so brilliantly is people were coming to the show. We put it together so quickly that nobody knew what it was. And I wanted them to know right away, this isn't the show you thought you were going to get. In fact, this is unlike any show you've ever seen. So you can't just have a standard. I just can't have a comedian come out and go, hey, everybody, how's it going? How you doing? Hey, what's with the sweater? Who died and gave you the sweater because they were dead and didn't need the sweater anymore?
That guy sucks.
Oh, that guy's terrible.
Yeah, he sucks.
He's dead, so he doesn't need the sweater, but the sweater's what fucking killed him. Anyway, I love that comment. It's a great bit.
He is good in context.
He's very good in context. And you should really see the sweater he would go after every night. And it was the same sweater.
Plant.
It was a plant.
Hack.
Anyway, we couldn't get that guy. I wanted that guy so badly. His name's Hack B. Hackenstein. We couldn't get him. No, but someone had heard of, have you seen Reggie Watts? And you were not a known quantity at the time, but we saw you and you were absolutely exactly what I wanted. And you would, I can't even describe what you would do, but it was so original and so fun and so interesting and so different that people would come in and they'd see the warm-up and they would think, you were there, Sona, like, oh my God, what is happening? What is this going to be? And it was great. You were perfect.
It was awesome. Yeah.
But you did one thing that completely blew me away, and then I'm going to let you speak at some point, but I'm just going to monologue for a while because it's Reggie Watts, and I'm very excited. You would, no matter, we were touring in the summer, it was very hot. This gentleman would wear very, very heavy sweaters.
Yes.
All the time.
Always.
And lots of corduroy.
Yep.
And suspenders.
And layers.
And layers.
Yeah.
And
t-shirts.
we would be in Texas. We would be in, you tell me, Georgia. It would be 130 degrees.
Yeah.
And you would be walking around. You never sweat. And then I would be sitting in my dressing room alone doing guitar scales and trying to warm up my vocals for the show and just trying to get ready. And then I would wander down the hallway and I would pass Reggie's dressing room. And you will testify that this is true, Sona. I would pass Reggie's dressing room and it was always a happening.
Yes.
I would look in the room and there was always about 35 people there. Beautiful women, but with like an eye patch, a beautiful woman with an eye patch and a falcon on her shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Tanya.
Yeah, exactly. Tanya.
Yeah.
It really
Contract
did.
killer.
The coolest people I've ever seen.
And it was, they were always different. Every time it was different people. Oh, there's a German man with a miner's helmet and he's got a goat with him, but he's also drinking absinthe. And it was just this insane collection of human beings. And they would always look at me like, was ist los? Ist dein Conan? And you'd be like, oh, hey, Conan. I'd be like, oh, hey. And you would all be like, a hookah. There are doves in the room. Prince was there. I don't know. Like, you had it was always a happening.
Yeah.
You're the coolest guy I've met. How did you do that? How did you? And we'd be nowhere. We'd be like, oh, we're here in Tallahassee, and there are those people again. And they don't. Did you fly them in?
I don't know how that. You know what? Really, it had to do with the tour. I mean, who wouldn't want to come and hang out backstage at your tour?
It was pretty fun.
People were like, what is happening? Like, they were like, as much as you're saying, like, what is happening with this guy? Like, my friends were like, what's going on with Conan? It's like, I'm opening for, it's impossible. Let me come, And I'd be like, yeah, it was easy. Everyone was so excited.
It was so weird because we also never knew who was going to be backstage, and whatever state or city we were in, the most famous people from that state or city would show up.
Right.
And so, we'd be in Seattle and it'd say, Eddie Vedder's Pearl Jam's gonna come do something on the show. And I'd be like, what? And I'd say, this isn't funny. This is hurtful, this prank. And then Eddie Vedder would, go ahead.
One of my favorite.
And this is Aaron Blair speaking.
Yes.
Now. I discourage his interruptions, but go ahead, Aaron.
I remember.
And just so you know, you'll never be allowed to speak.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I know that. I saw it in the contract.
That tour was so nuts. I have a specific memory of being in San Francisco. And I was backstage, like trying to get from one side of the stage to the other. And there's this very narrow hallway. And I'm kind of walking very fast down the hallway. And you're talking to somebody. And I just go to kind of push this person away. And as I'm about to touch them, I realize you're talking to Neil Young.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, maybe I'll just
don't
wait.
you fucking manhandle Neil Young.
I just waited.
But you were such a good... I don't know. It was one of those, so many things went miraculously right on that tour. And I would say the first thing was, our opener, which was a total Hail Mary, it was Reggie Watts. Mm-hmm. And you just set the tone right away. And whatever happened on that crazy tour, you were like, of course this is happening. And then, of course, as I got to know you better throughout the tour, which was a real delight. And I've seen your career blossom so beautifully subsequently. And now you have this book out. I realized that you have this improbable background that kind of made you coming into that tour feel like, what else you got? You know what I mean? I don't think a weird situation could be created for you that you couldn't handle.